Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome in a new week that is a bit particular. Why? Because this week Juventus will not play. Serie A will start. We start on Saturday with Parma, Fiorentina, Genoa, Inter, but Juventus will not play. We will play next Monday. We will be the last one, the one that will close match day 1 of Serie A, and in a way, I can tell you, better like this. Because yesterday we watched Atletico Madrid 2, Juventus 0, and even if I can already tell you that I saw beautiful things, there are a lot of things that we need to fix. Not only on the field, but also especially off the field. So every single day, every single minute that I can take to be ready for that game at home against Como, I would take them. So in today's video, we'll briefly analyze the game of yesterday, the beautiful things, the negative things. I also want to tell you what I thought about the performance of the individuals, something that I not always do, but I want to go towards all the 11 players that started yesterday, positives, negatives, and then about Calcio Mercato, Nico Gonzalez, Koopmeiners, attenzione, Chiesa swap with a player from Serie A. So put a maximum of like if you're in chat, please continue to subscribe to the channel. Grazie Juventini. Thank you to all the new Juventini of the world that joined yesterday. More than 60 or 70 new Juventini of the world. We are at 32,550, which is just epic and incredible. Grazie, grazie, grazie. But now that we did the basic, we start with the video. Yesterday, Atletico Madrid 2, Juventus 0. I have always told you that, according to me, Nuremberg, Brest, especially the game in family, Juventus against Juventus Next Gen, would have been training session more than real friendlies because of a lot of circumstances. The real first friendly that I really wanted to analyze a bit more seriously was the game against Atletico Madrid. First of all, because of the level of the team. Secondly, also because it's 1 week before we start Serie A. So if we can't analyze that game, I don't know what game we can analyze. Now, drama because we lost? No. Would it have been celebrations because we won? Absolutely no. We need balance in everything. Now, we could learn a lot of things. That, again, yesterday we played with that famous now 4-1-4-1. The lineup says Di Gregorio in the goal. Yesterday, that in that invention of Cambiaso to the right, Cabal to the left, Gatti, Bremer center defenders, then Thuram in front of the defense with Locatelli and Douglas Luiz a bit more up front on the sides, really wide, way out on the right, really wide on the left, Kenan Yildiz, and then up front, Dusan Vlahovic. We can speak about a 4-2-3-1 if we want, we can speak about a 4-1-4-1, but also here we go towards one or the other lineup, whatever. We go towards what we were telling you a few weeks ago, that kind of 2-7-2, where especially that center of the field is extremely compact with the addition of one by turn or Cabal or Cambiaso that are even giving a bit more density and being really compact there in the middle of the field, where Yildiz super wide and Wea super wide also on the other side. Request, especially yesterday by Thiago Motta, will come back on that. So what are the things that I appreciate? Because yes, I saw a lot of drama, confusion, anger. We are not ready immediately, you know how it is, and you know, reaction because we didn't win a real friendly this summer, which is normal. I understand if you don't win a single friendly except of the one that you are playing in family. I understand that there is that kind of alarmism. I understand it, but now we have to take a step back and really starting to analyze. What I appreciate, first of all, the ideas of Thiago Motta that we were hoping to see at Juventus. Well, looks like he's importing them from his past experiences, especially the last one that we know the best, the one of Bologna. Not that we will play identically with Bologna because it's impossible, we don't have the same men, but we see the patterns, the ideas. I see a Juventus that is much higher on the field. I see a Juventus, especially when the physical condition is still working, that is pressing, that is high, that is going for that first pressing with not one, not two, but a few men, sometimes 4, sometimes even 5 men. So you see that anger, that grinta that is starting to come back, not yet in the eyes, but at least in the behavior. We go to take that ball, and from the moment that we have that ball, we manage that ball. We want to conquer also that ball possession, something that we really saw yesterday, because I really, and I tell you, yes, it was 0-0, but I really appreciated what I saw in that first half against Atletico Madrid, especially if I had to go back to all the people here on the channel that were telling Beppe we will be totally destroyed, they will kill us. 4-0, 4-1 were the result that I was watching. In that first half, I see a Juventus, new Juventus, incomplete Juventus, that is playing against a team that is in a way old, with the same coach, with a lot of same players, with patterns that are there in their mind because they are automatism. Yesterday, that first half, Juventus did extremely well for being the Juventus that we are at the moment. What else did I like? Well, I like that tests of Thiago Motta, trying this time Cambiaso on the right side, Cabal on the left side, to have alternatives, more unpredictability, something that I was asking to see at least sometimes in some particular games, so that the idea of playing that went in the mind of Thiago Motta and that we were able to see it, gives me a lot of hope in the different tactical position and possibilities of this Juventus. What I didn't like, well, of course, the lack of fitness, the lack of lucidity, the constant change of position, because we are speaking about fluid football, it creates that we have a shaky defense. A shaky defense that is also a bit slow. Is it because our center defenders are mastodons, really, really big, and they need a bit more physical condition to be able to track back, to follow their men? Or is it because it's not at the moment a characteristic that our defenders have, Bremer and Federico Gatti, because they don't have that velocity, that pace to be able. So that is a bit worrying, because we see that a lot of times the opponents, that it is Nuremberg, Brest, but also Atletico Madrid, they go with these through balls, aerial or also on the ground, where Juventus every single time is in danger. So here we need to pay attention, but also in terms of building from the back with Gatti and Bremer, we also have a problem there, because the accuracy is not the same, the technique with the foot is not the same, and we'll come back on the individuality in a second, but that's something that is annoying me a bit, and especially, and that's the most worrying part at the moment, because if on the other thing you already have the men and you just need to work more on it, on the other side, offensively we have a big problem, because there and it's not working at the moment, and secondly, we don't have the men. With the Mercato, yes, is open until the 30th of August, but we are far from being a dangerous, lethal, clinical team. We are really far away, and I'm not speaking only about Dusan Vlahovic, but our offensive reparto role as a block is not working for a reason or another. Is it because we are missing the men? Yes, absolutely. Is it because they need to understand each other, adapting to new roles, like Dusan Vlahovic and a Kenan Yildiz, for example? Absolutely yes. Now, the team is clearly not complete, something that we are repeating. I was insulted when I put Juventus, I believe, 8 in that ranking of 31st of July Mercato from the Serie A teams, but today we are incomplete. We see that if yesterday we had 11 players playing and only 2 of them were able to enter, you saw the difference with Atletico Madrid. From the moment that in second half they entered their men, they are making the difference. Even if Joao Felix, out of project, will probably go back to Chelsea, Correa, etc., these players, they are playing. They are playing in second half and they are making the difference. What Juventus consciously decided not to do with men like Weston McKennie, like Federico Chiesa. So the fact that we are with not a lot of men, that our quantity and quality is a bit lacking, is a conscious choice of Juve that now will need to solve it extremely fast. And that's why we had some beautiful information yesterday from Cristiano Giuntoli, or at least from the journalists that were reporting that some deals are about to be unlocked. We have a few weeks to go now before the end of the Mercato. I think that if we are already able to show what we showed yesterday in terms of putting in practice the ideas of the new coach, I think that this team will be a constant crescendo, will continue to grow. I will come back on that. The players individually. Di Gregorio, well, I tell you, and I will go fast, not super analyzed, but really fast of what I saw yesterday. Di Gregorio, I was thinking that I would have been much more involved with the feet than what we saw in these first games. Is it a bad thing? Not necessarily. I prefer that we use him with the feet when we need him to play. And when we need him to play, he's not a player that is going really long. He's trying also to build and to be involved. Actually, when we need him to save the goals on the line, he's there, he's ready, which is his job. The most important thing, saving goals. Cambiaso, well, that move on the right, I think, was really essential. He's less visible with the ball, and some players, or people, some fans will start to criticize Cambiaso, not at the level of last season. I believe that it's much more important tactically than it was last season, but a bit less visible. Cabal, a step behind. If you are looking at the first games that he played with Juventus Football Club, beautiful performance there. Yesterday he caused that penalty. There was again a dangerous pass, and it's not the first time, because we go back to the games of Nuremberg or Brest, I don't remember by heart, where he also there slept and he conceded the first goal. I remember that. So Cabal a step behind. So if we want to put everything on Cabal as the starting left back or starting center back, probably we are going a bit too fast, and that's why an intervention with a new center back would be important, even if Cabal impressed me a lot during that preseason. Bremer, one-on-one is a beast. One-on-one is a beast. Man marking is a beast, but then we see it as a left center-back, he still has the same difficulties as we saw when he played next to Bonucci in the beginning of 2 seasons ago. Difficulty because when he needs to start building, he needs to go on his strong foot, and there the problems are losing because we are losing one time of play in a game of Thiago Motta that is asking to play much more. This is also one thing that I really appreciated yesterday in the other games. You really see a Juventus that tries to go fast, try to play one touch. Gatti, well, the same task, or more or less same task as Calafiori were asked to Federico Gatti. The thing is, of course, that we don't have the same foot, right or left, so the feet are not the same as Calafiori, so it's a bit clumsy when going with that ball. So there they need training, working for Federico to achieve a level that is absolutely acceptable. Thuram, man of the match yesterday he was everywhere. I really appreciated Thuram, of course, in our family game, not that much in our Brest game. Yesterday he was back. He was everywhere, offensively, defensively, intercepting the goal, trying with the shots from the distance, something that we were missing in our midfield. Yesterday Thuram was really good, essential. Some people would love to see him a bit more up. I don't. Maybe not alone in front of the defense, but I don't want to see him more up front. I think that the role of a 4-2-3-1, less 4-1-4-1, but 4-2-3-1 could be really essential to Thuram, where optimal physical condition, like he had also last preseason, but again, a lot of smoke with less fire, not enough fire. And that's what I'm missing from Timo Weah, even if that assist for Dusan Vlahovic probably would not have increased only the rating of Dusan Vlahovic, but also the rating of Timo Weah. Locatelli, despite what people are saying, I see him less predictable. I want really to praise the efforts to change the way that he's trying to play, but also trying to change probably his future at Juventus, because this is a season of in or out for Locatelli. So if these are the promises, I'm not sure if he will be the starter in a midfield of Thuram, Douglas Luiz and Koopmeiners, but I think that we can enjoy a beautiful Locatelli. But again, time for time, step by step, and we need to see a crescendo that he's trying to do at least. Douglas Luiz, great, impactful, but I need to say that he's not the number 10. If you see again that 4-1-4-1, he had yesterday the task without Miretti, without Adzic, and especially without Koopmeiners, to be the first one to give some assists there up front in that offensive line. That's not the player that I want to see, because I want to see him a few meters behind, much more involved in the build-up of the game, because he had that vision and also that execution, that fast execution of ideas, and that's where I want to see him. Yildiz, wide, too wide probably. And it's a request of Thiago Motta that asked him in that 4-1-4-1, in that 4-2-3-1, to play much wider, especially with teams that are playing a kind of 5-man defense like Atletico Madrid was playing yesterday. He will need to adapt, because in that 4-1-4-1 or 4-2-3-1, it's not the same Yildiz that he was playing in that 3-5-2 of last year. Much more up front. We saw him yesterday also tracking back when needed. He will need to change, but I expect also more from him, because I'm missing that magic. I'm missing what we were expecting from the one that is virtually the number 10 of Juventus. I'm saying virtually because there are high chances that he will not wear it this season, but it's one that was in this discussion of wearing that number 10. Vlahovic, if we had to make a poll about, and we didn't do yesterday, but if we have to make the poll of man of the match, Thuram would probably win. If we make the worst man of the match, probably Dusan Vlahovic will win. Yes, he was the worst one of the game yesterday, but probably also the worst one of the entire preseason's game. The version of Vlahovic is not the one that we want. Missing sitters, not being able to go on target, missing again these controls out of the game. When he enters and he's there, he goes frustrated because he's not able. It's not the one that we want. We are asking much more from Dusan Vlahovic. Como will be a different game, a real game, a game that counts, and hopefully we'll see a different Dusan a different to Dusan, a one that counts, and a one that makes the difference. And that was for the players, without speaking about Danilo, that didn't enter really well yesterday, like Fagioli a few minutes okay, and then he collapsed as well. So Fagioli, Danilo, but especially Fagioli is a step behind now in physical condition, which is natural. This Juventus will be competitive, are the words of Thiago Motta to reassure the people of Juve. He didn't want to speak about Koopmeiners. He said, I trust the one that are there. But he also said, I trust the one that will arrive. Which also, again, is a sign there are players that will come at Juventus. Giuntoli is at work. We need time. How much time will we need? How much time will Juventini give to Giuntoli, to Thiago Motta, to this Juventus? This is a big question mark. Will it be immediately an alarm sign if the first result are not coming against Como, Verona or Roma? Will we give a bit more time to understand that this is a total makeover? We are changing management, technical staff, players, ideas, way of behaving. We need time. We need time, which Juventini do not have a lot. So let's see how much time we will be given to this team to grow. Look, yesterday, beautiful steps, hopefully real steps that will happen, because you never know, calcio mercato, mercato is crazy. But yesterday, Pedula, and then you had the confirmation by Fabrizio Romano, Nico Schira, Mirko Di Natale, all of them are saying that there was that kind of meeting with Atalanta to make sure that they put all the discussion, all the negativities of last few days aside, and now can be there in an open discussion saying, we need Koopmeiners, we want Koopmeiners, we are ready to meet your expectation of about money, give us Koopmeiners. Where Atalanta says, okay, you come to us, we have that beautiful discussion, we are ready to give you Koopmeiners, but for the money that we are asking. So we are speaking about a 55, 56 million euro included bonus, which is a lot. I can tell you, I would not have expected that we would have gone that much, that far for a player. It's a player that has two things. First, he needs to come, because if he doesn't join Juve, the entire campaign would be a flop. You can sign whatever player you want, the campaign of Mercato would be a flop, because that was your target since December. I will tell you, even since last year, July, because that's where the first time that we were starting to mention the name of Koopmeiners, it will be a flop. On the other side, if he comes for that price and he doesn't work, it will be also a flop. So a lot of responsibility on Giuntoli and also Koopmeiners on that one. Let's see when he will come. Let's see, because it's also linked to something else that I will tell you later. And then Nico Gonzalez, 30 millions loan with obligation to buy. Juventus want to go really fast for Nico Gonzalez, a player with maturity, with experience, that can play on the left, that can play on the right, that can be an important addition for Juve. I told you, according to me, 30 million is, again, a lot for paying a player from Fiorentina. Again, Fiorentina. In the beginning of the Mercato, we were thinking about other names. And of course, when you go with A, B, and you go with a C plan, that can maybe even be more useful than A and B. But of course, you have that sense of bitterness, like a bit, is that what we have? While Nico Gonzalez is absolutely not a bad player. So what is missing to close the deal finally, that I'm expecting this week things to happen? First of all, it's all linked with that domino effect that I told you about in the Telegram group. Gudmundsson to Fiorentina. We can't do anything about it. We need to wait that Gudmundsson goes to Fiorentina, and only then Fiorentina will free up Nico Gonzalez. And it's exactly the same situation apparently for Koopmeiners, where everything was found and agreed. Atalanta, they go for the Celtic player O'Reilly, and from the moment that they have the player, then and only then Koopmeiners will be freed up. So Juventus is there. They did everything they can. Will we be blamed if these players are not joining? Yes, but on the other side, if we are realistic, Juventus just did what they did to do, and now they wait. They wait Genoa, they wait Celtic, they wait for Fiorentina, they wait for Atalanta to have these players. What could be a possible solution, alternatives, if Nico Gonzalez is not joining? It is Federico Chiesa going to Milan with Salamakers joining Juve. And I know that here you will go totally crazy, you will be totally mad about that. Look, Salamakers is a chouchou of Thiago Motta. It's a bit the De Sciglio of Allegri, let's say. A player that he see a lot of qualities in. Years ago I said, pay attention to Salamakers. I like the kid. Now, is he a starter at Juve? I don't know if we can speak about that in these terms about Salamakers. It's not one that will make people dream, but it's a possibility because Chiesa is a real problem at Juventus. We know it. He's out of project. He's refusing every single deal. Milan could be a solution that the player would agree on, but of course the salary is scaring Milan. Apparently they're speaking about the €6 million salary. That is a lot for Milan, out of parameters. They are thinking about it because they also miss a bit of Italian, and having an Italian more in their team would not be bad. And Salamakers going out for Chiesa, reducing also the fee that you are paying, is an idea that Milan is considering, the players is considering, because he stays in Italy, he's playing in a team that is actually playing Champions League, and for a lot of people that do not know, like Nico Schira was revealing this morning, it's also, when he was a kid, the team that was probably loved by Federico Chiesa, the colors that he was loving, and also that number 22 that he was wearing at Juve. A lot of people do not know, but it's a bit to honor his idol when he was a kid, Ricky Kaká. So let's see if there will be involvement. Of course, you will have not and Salamakers and Nico Gonzalez and Consensao and Galeno, and you will need to choose what is possible. Nico Gonzalez, Salamakers, I would be a bit disappointed. Nico Gonzalez, Consensao, I would be a bit more optimistic. Let's see. And then we finish with the third shirt that is available to buy today. What better legend than Alessandro Del Piero to wear it? Fantastic, beautiful images of him. And then we saw also Rosucci, we saw Cambiaso, Kenan Yildiz. And again, pay attention to the people that are there to buy the number 10 of Yildiz. Just a thing. It's linked to the renewal, or they renew this week, or on Sunday it will be too late, because on Sunday Juventus Football Club is giving the official numbers for the season 24-25, and then there is no way back anymore for the remaining part of the season. Let's see. But anyway, fantastic, beautiful shirt. Like also the third goalkeeper shirt that is appreciated by a lot of people. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions. Right, let this comment section grow with a lot of comments that you know that I love, and let also that community continue to grow. Grazie, forza, Juve.